1. Mr. Jones had a few days' holiday, so he said, I am going to go the mountains by train. He put on his best clothes, took a small bag, went to the station and got into the train. He has a beautiful hat, and he often put his head out of the window during the trip and looked at the mountains. But the wind pulled his hat off. Mr. Jones quickly took his old bag and threw that out of the window too. The other people in the carriage laughed. Is your bag going to bring your beautiful hat back? They asked. No, Mr. Jones answered, but there's no name and no address in my hat, and there's a name and an address on the bag. Someone's going to find both of them near each other, and he's going to send me the bag and the hat. 2. An old lady went out shopping last Tuesday. She came to a bank and saw a car near the door. A man got out of it and went into the bank. She looked into the car. The keys were in the lock. The old lady took the keys and followed the man into the bank. The man took a gun out of his pocket and said to the clerk, Give me all the money. But the old lady did not see this. She went to the man, put the keys in his hand and said, Young man, you're stupid. Never leave your keys in your car, someone's going to steal it. The man looked at the old woman for a few seconds. Then he looked at the clerk and then he took his keys, ran out of the bank, got into his car and drove away quickly. Without any money. 3. Mrs. Jones did not have a husband, but she had 2 sons. They were big, strong boys, but they were lazy. On Saturdays they did not go to school, and then their mother always said, Please take the grass in the garden this afternoon, boys. The boys did not like it, but they always did it. Then somebody gave one of the boys a magazine, and he saw a picture of a beautiful lawnmower in it. There was a seat on it, and there was a woman on the seat. The boys took the picture to his mother and brother and said to them, Look, that woman's sitting on the lawnmower and driving it and cutting the grass. We want one of those lawnmower, his mother asked. No, the boy said, we want one of those women. Then she can cut the grass every week. 4. One of Harry's feet was bigger than the other. I can never find boots and shoes for my feet, he said to his friend Dick. Why don't you go to a shoemaker? Dick said, a good one can make you the right shoes. I've never been to a shoemaker, Harry said. Aren't they very expensive? No, Dick said. Some of them aren't. There's good one in our village, and he's quite cheap. Here's his address. He wrote something on a piece of paper and gave it to Harry. Harry went to the shoemaker in Dick's village a few days later, and the shoemaker made him some shoes. Harry went to the shop again a week later and looked at the shoe. Then he said to the shoemaker angrily, You're a silly man. I said, Make one shoe bigger than the other, but you've made on smaller than other. 5. Joe Richards finished school when he was 18, and then his father said to him, You've passed your examinations now, Joe, and you got good marks in them. Now go and get some good work. They're looking for clever people at the bank in the town. The clerks there get quite a lot of money now. A few days later, Joe went to the bank and asked for work there. A man took him into a small room and gave him some questions on a piece of paper. Joe wrote his answers on the paper, and then he gave them to the man. The man looked at them for a few minutes, and then he took a pen and said to Joe, Your birthday was on the 12th of June. Mr. Richards, Yes, sir, Joe said. What year? The man asked. Oh, every year, sir, Joe said.